What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo, and I'm here on the stoop bringing you guys a special noontime birthday of mine special fantasy league chat right now. So I just want to say good week for the Stoop Crew Fantasy League. Good to see you guys moving up the table, even though not too many people scored a whole heck of a lot of points. But it looks like if you scored 50, you should be probably pretty happy with your performance. Because look, even first place got like 44 points, all that stuff. So we'll get a check in with the league and see how everybody in the league is doing. But first and foremost, don't forget to go hit that like button while you're here, hit that subscribe button and that share button. It helps everything. It helps all the analytics. And don't forget, you can go to onthestupidlolo.com and you can join the fantasy group chat and the all throughout the week talk about any football you want to talk about, any really anything. Mark and I are on there all the time talking with people. But I got a bunch of birthday wishes from people on thestupidlolo.com, so that was awesome to see. So yes, thank you, Mr. Tom, and thank you, Anders and Bobby, who already sent me a birthday wish. So let's get into it, and let's take a peek in at, whoa, tiny. Let's take a peek in at our standings. So we have continuing to maintain their position at number one is Avia Blues, who didn't score very well. So if you see that, 44 points for first place. Second place was Liam Nolan, who got 73 points. And listen, that's a super high score, I would say. Let's get these a little bigger. That's a very high score for this game week, because if you see going down, looking at these 44, 51, 43, there's Lolo there with 59. So look, if you got high 50s, 60s, 70s, you should be happy. I think that's one person who got in the 70s. Yeah. Next closest was Anders, 67. So well done there, Anders. So taking a peek at this, if we can find the person who did the best, it looks like it's going to be Limo, who had 73. Yep, I think Anders was closest with 67 there. Oh, Paul H was 68. Strong showing there with 68. So let's take a peek in, and we will look at Handbags FC. We'll take a look at their team. So who did they have? Most people that you're going to see this week who scored fairly well would be because of their keeper, and that would be Sa. Anytime Sa keeper gets an assist, a clean sheet, come on, 14 points, where usually that's 2 points. Huge swing there, especially with Trent Alexander-Arnold only getting one. Conte got one. Aspilicueta, no clean sheet for once. Bertrand, no clean sheet there. So it looks like good moves here. Captaining Antonio. The only better captain that they could have had was, he could have had Cancelo or Sa, but you're never really going to captain those fellas. But is looking good. A fairly decent week here, especially with Ronaldo only getting you 2 points. And Salah with 7 points being kind of a low score for Salah. I know it's crazy, but it really is. So let's take a peek at somebody who did not do so well. Mr. Tom says that he's just pleased he didn't go back to 40 points. Go back to scoring 40 points. Where are you, Mr. Tom? Mr. Tominators with 56. That's very good. That's very good. Let's take a peek into my team. I'm slowly moving up the table. I know I was in 7th place, but Lawler snuck in there with some extra points. With who was it that he got? Zaha. Zaha got him some points. I think he's the only one in the league who actually has Zaha on his team, and it finally paid off for you, Lawler. There you go, and just barely jumped ahead of me, or I guess not barely, but. Yeah, just barely by 6 points. So if Zaha would have gotten you 2 like he should have, we would have been right there. So let's take a peek at my team. I was a little disappointed with Luke Shaw getting injured, not getting a clean sheet, leaving me with 0 points because he only had 1 point for only seeing out so much of the match. And then he had a yellow card before he even got injured. So what a piece of crap that was for me. Not really happy about that. And then Ben White, my Arsenal, giving up that goal late in the match to a terrible Spurs side. Listen, we got the win, and I should be happy with that. But come on, for fantasy, Ben White, I kept you in there. I kept Tyrone Mings here on the bench when I knew they were going to have a good match against that terrible Manchester United club, which is why I left Martinez in. And I mean, look at Martinez. 90 minutes played, clean sheet. He had 4 saves, and he got the bonus. And I think he got the 2 bonus points just for the shit talking and the shithousery that he did with Ronaldo and with Bruno Fernandes. So I thought that was fantastic. And I'm sorry, but Martinez is going to always be my keeper because even if he's going to give up points, even if he's not going to get the clean sheet, he's generally going to have some saves. And he always gives you the potential for a penalty save, which is good points as well. I'll tell you, on my team, Diaz here. Diaz, I thought, had a fantastic game. I thought he should have gotten some bonus points because I thought he was one of the most important players on the pitch. He got nothing, and he got a yellow card, which left me with 5. But I'm still happy with Diaz. He's not going anywhere. Ben White's not going anywhere. These 2 back-end players, Luke Shaw and Soufal, those are the guys that I'm going to be looking about shipping out today, this week. Ben Rama got me 1 bonus point against Leeds. I thought I was a little upset with him. I thought he could have had a goal or 2, and he definitely could have had an assist had he not shot off target and just dumped one off to Antonio, which would have got me even more points. Alas. Happy with Raphinha getting a goal. Not happy to see that he only got 68 minutes of play. Of course, he's got to stay healthy because he is the best player out there, and he still got me the 2 points for the minutes played. But he seems to be the only one on Leeds United who's adding real creativity, goal threat, assist threat, just overall threat. So 5 points for that goal. He got a yellow card for taking his shirt off, which would have been fine had he gotten another goal. Anyway, got the 2 bonus points. I'm happy with that. Ivan Toney, he got himself an assist again against that Liverpool match. A lot of people got rid of him for Liverpool. I kind of had a feeling this was going to be similar to that Leeds United match from last year where they were underestimating Brentford, and Brentford are coming in hot, and they're going to attack. They're going to keep attacking. So hard to get Ivan Toney out of my lineup, especially because he's the penalty taker. He's showed that he's going to get some assists, and he showed that he can score goals. So he's a constant threat. I think he also, another stat to look at with Ivan Toney is he's won the most air duels, like challenges in the air, than any other player. I could be wrong about that. It seems like it should be a Burnley player, but dude can jump. And he's big. Antonio, once again, looking at my team, only Martinez would have been the only one who would have gotten me more points if I would have captained him, and I wouldn't have captained him against Man United. There's just too many weird things that could have happened there. So I think I did my best with the captain that I chose there instead of choosing Salah. Salah was really the only other one that I was thinking about choosing. Until Raphinha is playing a full 90, I'm not even thinking about captaining Raphinha. Beat you to it. Absolutely. So Tyrone Mings, this guy for me, he's been an issue for me because I don't know whether to start him or bench him. But let's look at his past few matches. He's gotten us. Where are the points? Where are my points? Points. So Yeah, so he's either 0, 15, 0, 0, 6, and 7. So these clean sheets, he's a constant aerial goal scoring threat as well. He seems to be a part of the attack, especially on corners and set pieces, because even after the set piece, he stays up there. And he stays up there to try and get rebounds and send stuff back into the box. So Tyrone Mings, I'm wondering if instead of getting rid of Soufal, I just throw Mings in there and keep Soufal on the bench, because I feel like Soufal was a part of the attack last season, even though we're not seeing any of that, nor any clean sheets out of West Ham. Excuse me. So looking at this, let's see who's in the house here. I want to go to I want to go check out somebody else's teams here. So Rafi's Roughnecks here. That's Bobby Two Scoops right here. Let's take a peek at his team, because I think you're the next person that I'm aiming to catch and overlap here. So you put Foster in, and you had Sanchez out. You got 1 point, net 1 point on that, so good move. Foster, somebody that I bought to be just a cheap bench option, is actually getting a lot of playing time. Surprising. Livramento has been in the starting lineup ever since he came into Southampton's squad. So not a bad shout to keep him in there. It looks like your bench, yeah, you got nothing on the bench. Surprising with Trincao. What happened with Trincao? Maybe Mark can tell us about that later, but he played 0 minutes. I thought he was a constant fixture, and I think a lot of people are upset about this because look, he's been getting 85 minutes, 83 minutes, down to 90 minutes. All right. Bobby says he's wild card. Trincao got sat for Wang. All right, Bobby says he's wild carding in game week 8, just coasting until then. All right, you got one more. You have a killer front line with Ronaldo, Lukaku, Antonio, and then you got Salah, Raphinha, Sarr. Listen, Bobby, even without your back line doing anything for you, these 6 players right here on any given game week, oh, Jesus, man. Any given game week, these 6 right here alone could get you 100 points. So this is a dangerous lineup that you have right here. I don't know who you would be wild carding for, Bobby. Who are you bringing in on a wild card? That is crazy. So Scott Newby's here. I'm going to take a peek at yours, Scott, because you're right above Bobby. You're only sitting 15 points ahead and kind of on a downward slide. You got this red arrow. Nobody likes to see that. Me and Bobby with the green arrows. So let's take a look at Scott Newby's. Ramsdale, wow, the only one with faith in the Arsenal keeper, who has kept 2 clean sheets and should have kept another clean sheet, but you see that he's got 3 instead of 2. That means he got that bonus. There you go, Bobby. Exactly. I mean, even with your wild card, I don't even know if you need to use a wild card. If you could fit in some Chelsea and City defenders in with like a -8, it may be worth it to save that wild card. So let's see, Scott Newby, Marshall with a clean sheet, Ramsdale with a bonus point, Livramento, Alexander-Arnold. Let's see what's up with Alexander-Arnold. Groin injury, 25% chance of playing. Does that mean you get rid of him this week? I don't know. Hey, man, how's it going? Hey. For Lopez?
Let's see. Yes, Paula D. Rodriguez.
Awesome. That's my wife. Thank you. Have a good one. Probably a birthday present for me. We'll see. Traore. Listen, Scott Newby, what were you saying? I need to get shit out of Adama Traore, the big lubricated toss pot. Couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo. Exactly. Thank you, BX, for the birthday shout. Love it. And you definitely know I got something twisted up for later. But we got a couple shows to do, and we're shooting weekend watch list later today as well. So got to keep my head on my shoulder. Damari Gray as your captain, Scott Newby. Not a terrible shout. I mean, you're clearly a Leeds fan, which is why you didn't captain Antonio on here. But Raphinha would have been a good shout for you. Salah, of course, is a good shout. But Gray, he got you 6. He got you 6 points, and so double that for 12. Not a stupid week. What did you have? 52. So, like I said, if you guys are in the 50s for this game week, you should be happy. It was a bad game week for a lot of people. Look at Ronaldo with 2 points, Lukaku with 2 points, Salah only with 7. What's up, Lapo? Good to see you on here as a new member. Spending that hard-earned cash to be a part of the Stoop Crew. I love it. I love it. Well, you'll have to come over and get yourself a hat since you're an actual Stoop Crew member. I think we shamed him into actually ponying up there. Look at Connor Cody on the bench with 6. Oh, man, I bet you wished Alexander Arnold would have got hurt before the match so that he would have got subbed in there. That's not nice to say. That's not nice to say. $5. It's not actually your birthday, but whatever. It is my birthday. What you talking about? Maybe not my birthday present, but anyway. All right, fellas. So I want to talk about some strategy moving forward for the upcoming game weeks. Right now, I think everybody's strategy needs to be. We need to be looking at exactly what Bobby just said, which is looking into Chelsea defenders and looking into Man City defenders. Man City, you could wait a week. I think that's why Bobby's saying match week 8. He's looking to wild card because Man City have Liverpool coming up right now. So, but after Liverpool, there's a huge fixture shift for Man City. And listen, they've been doing all right with the fixtures that they have. So, with the softening up of the Man City schedule, it should definitely be. You should be looking at putting Man City defenders on your squad. But right now, I would say go ahead and start moving towards putting Chelsea defenders on your team. We're talking Alonso. Reece James is injured and probably for a little bit, but we'll see. But Alonso, Azpilicueta, who's kind of expensive, and I think you get more out of Alonso, and even Rudiger. Rudiger, who has been in on set pieces, but also he's a shithouser, and he's gonna get you some good points. But it looks like Chelsea should. I feel like Chelsea should have 5 clean sheets coming up. So if you can remove some of your back line and throw in some Chelsea defenders in there, number one recommendation is Alonso. Alonso has proven that he's gonna be in on set pieces. He's gonna take free kicks. He's always a part of the attack, but it's the clean sheets that are more than anything. So 6 points, 6 points, 6 points. If you don't have Chelsea defenders on your squad, the people who are moving up the table will. So you're going to be left behind there. So this week, look into Chelsea defenders. Next week, bring in a Man City defender. Look at João Cancelo and then Diaz. I know I have Diaz, but I think he's a little bit cheaper than what's his name? Than Azpilicueta. And I think he's better than Azpilicueta. So, yes. Let me see. I wanted to bring up one other thing. So, yes, you should be looking into Chelsea defenders and Man City defenders. These guys, constant $6, 6 points coming in for you. I had Silva, but they never played him, so swapped with Mings. Silva. Are we talking defenders, Mr. Tom? Which David Silva, Bernardo Silva. He's not a defender. Let's see. Where's my other tab? Too many tabs open. All right. I want to look at stats. All right. Let's go ahead and add this back in there. And let's look at some of these stats that we have here going here. So I want to look at defenders. So we go to defenders by total points. It's clearly João Cancelo who has 44 points, but then Alonso is right there and Diaz is right there afterwards. Look, Trent has been in and out for the past couple of weeks. I'd say he should always be in your team, but I think more importantly right now, you look at that 7.6, 6.1. So take João Cancelo next week, take Alonso this week. Alonso, Rudiger, both upwards, both up in the high 30s of points. So that's really who you need to be looking at. And once again, just to show you, look at their upcoming fixtures. It's Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley, Leicester, Man United, Watford. Guys, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 clean sheets. I'd call it 5 clean sheets, if not 6. Let's look at Man City's fixtures coming up. We look at Liverpool, probably the best offense. Oh, Thiago Silva, Mr. Tom says. Yeah. But if we look past Liverpool, so this Liverpool match actually gives you it tells you exactly what you need to do. Forget about Man City defenders right now. Go pick up some Chelsea defenders. And then next week, pick up João Cancelo or Ruben Diaz for Burnley, Brighton, Crystal Palace, even Man United, even Everton. They're going to get you these points. All right, so let's move on to midfielders. Let's look at some of these midfielders. Clearly, Mohamed Salah is your best option. Mohamed Salah is probably the best player, the most informed player possibly in the world right now. He's just a no-brainer, even against City, because, look, if somebody's going to score against City, it's probably going to be Salah. Bottom line, he gets you 2 points for 90 minutes. So don't go out and buy him this week. If you're in need of a defender, I would be looking over in this direction of Sarr, because Sarr plays Leeds, and that's for one good week. And then he has Liverpool, Everton, Southampton, Arsenal, Man United. A tough run there. But for the week coming up, if you needed somebody just to fill a gap, I would look at Sarr for 6.3. That's a good return on your investment. And then the next one I would be looking at, even though he's oh no, he's a striker. Never mind. Midfielders. Ben Rama seemed to be very active. Last week, but he missed his opportunities. Against Brentford, we know it's going to be an open game, and Ben Rama does better in those because he can use his pace, him and Antonio moving forward. But I wouldn't necessarily pick him up unless it's just for 1 week. But that's, to me, there's other options that are cheaper, that are better. Even Decore, who's been getting points. I mean, look at this. 11, so 11, 2, 10, 3, 4, 8. So it seems like every other match he's getting you some good points. He has Man United, West Ham, maybe not, but in a couple weeks you could be looking at him as a good option for Watford, Wolves, Tottenham. Damari Gray, same sort of situation there. And I do love me some Conor Gallagher. He is proven that he's going to be a mainstay for the attacking. He's going to be part of the attack for Crystal Palace. So they have Leicester. I don't know why Arsenal's in the red right here, because Crystal Palace tend to always score against Arsenal. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets you an assist there, if not a goal. And then Newcastle. And Leicester have been giving up goals like crazy. So if you're looking for a cheap option, there you go. And lastly, let's go up to forwards. And the forwards that I would be looking at, 100%, Saint-Maximin for 6.8 points. I'm not a fan of Maupay. Yes, he's gotten some goals in the last 2 matches, but I feel like he was kind of lucky to get a penalty, and he's on the penalties, so that's good. But the 5th-minute winner, it would have been a 2-pointer for him. And he ends up with the goal and getting a bonus points for it. So, but Saint-Maximin, dangerous, deadly, always in on it, always has the potential for goals, and he always has the potential for more goals. But if you look at it, Wolves, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, those 3 matches, he's going to get some goals. He's going to get some goals in there. If anyone on Newcastle is going to get goals and assists, it's him. So he's the one guy. And clearly, if you don't have Antonio on your team, you need to have Antonio on your team. Him as well. He's always getting goals. Jamie Vardy, once again, if Jamie Vardy, the only reason I would have Jamie Vardy is if you can't afford Ronaldo or Lukaku, because he's very similar to that type of player where he's the one who's going to be getting you goals for Leicester. If anyone's scoring on Leicester, it's going to be Jamie Vardy. And even when they're bad and playing bad, he's the one who's going to nick a goal. So even against Man United here, which is in the red, I don't know why it's in the red. Man United give up goals every single match. It's why I'm getting rid of Shaw. Brentford is giving up goals. Arsenal is giving up goals. Leeds is giving up goals. Jamie Vardy is not a bad shout, and he's about $1 million less than Lukaku and Ronaldo, who are down here below him. So if you want a cheap option, Dennis is a cheap option for this week, especially for 5.3. If you wanted to make some money off of maybe Bamford, make $2.5 million off of Bamford to go with him for 1 week, and then next week take that extra cash and get yourself Azpilicueta or Alonso or even João Cancelo. So be smart about all that. I would not be using I would not be using a bench boost or anything like that, or any one of my chips this week. There are better weeks to do it. And we're back in the sun. I'm just going to scoot over a little bit. My face is getting very hot here. And I'll look into some of these questions that we've been getting. Should Salah be captained against City? Absolutely not. Could I be wrong, and could he get a brace? Yes, but there are better options. There are much better options. And Mr. Tom, you said my forwards are Antonio, Alan Saint-Maximin, and Ivan Toney. Let's see. Let's see where those guys are. What were we doing? Let me see your forwards. So let me look at Alan Saint-Maximin's schedule. Against Wolves, that's a tough one because Wolves either give up a few goals or they give up no goals, and I kind of feel against. Yep, I wouldn't go with that either. And who else do you have? Antonio. Yeah, listen, man. Antonio's not a bad shout against Brentford. You know it's going to be an open match. Yeah, I would say Antonio would be my captain for you, Mr. Tom, over your other 2 strikers that you have, your other 2 forwards that you have. But guys, I want to get into this and get into looking at my team, and I want you guys to tell me what you think I should do. So I have, let me go to transfers. So if you look at this, I have 2 free transfers because I saved a transfer last week. And I have £2.6 million. So right off the bat, I'm looking at getting rid of Shaw and bringing in Alonso. So that's one move that I make. Now the question that I want to pose to you guys is, do I keep tinkering or do I save another transfer for next week? So if we see this, if I remove that and I bring in Alonso here, that leaves me with 2.2. So I have 2.2 million. So this means I could remove Soufal and get another Chelsea defender. I could remove Ben White. I could remove Tyrone Mings. I could even go up here and start tinkering around here, but I kind of feel like my midfield and my striker situation is all right. I don't mind playing all three of these guys. Even though Tony and Antonio play against each other, we saw what happened with Liverpool last week, and West Ham is a more open team than Liverpool usually, and Liverpool has a better defense. So I feel like leaving them in there. Lukaku has a decent fixture against Southampton. Raya is not a better goalkeeper than Martinez and Foster. He's probably better than Foster, but Foster's my $4 million bench keeper. And listen, Tony to Jimenez, that's a good shout. So let's see if I do that. So if I remove Ivan Tony, and can I afford Jimenez? Where is he? That still leaves me with £1 million. Thank you very much for that, Christian, for the happy birthday right there. Love that shout. Raul Jimenez is somebody I didn't mention, but listen, he got his goal, and as I said, once he gets his first goal, the goals will come. He's up against Newcastle. That would even be a potential captain situation. If you wanted a captain that could get you some points where other people aren't. So, the weeks where you're like, oh shit, my captain did so well. I captained Salah and he got me 30 points. Millions of other people captained Salah. And Jimenez will not be captained by a shit ton of people. So that might not be a good shout. And we know that Newcastle give up goals. And Jimenez, I believe, is going to start. We saw him throw off the headband the week before. This week, he does the majority of the work for a beautiful goal. Then he has Aston Villa, Leeds, Everton, Crystal Palace. Aston Villa, I would say, is the toughest one of those. But Leeds, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Norwich, Burnley, they all give up goals. That's not a bad shout to bring in Jimenez for Ivan Toney, because if we look at Ivan Toney's fixtures that are coming up, he has West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester, Burnley, Norwich, Newcastle. Not a great run of fixtures. So I will look into that, Bobby Two Scoops. I will look into bringing in Alonso into my team and Raul Jimenez. What do you guys think I should be doing with my £2.6 million and my 2 transfers? Look at that right there. 2 transfers, £2.6 million, and here is my team. Let's just get to some of these comments before I run out. Mr. Tom says, I love FPL. It has me following matches I've had no interest in, such as Liverpool and City. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Thank you very much for that, Christian. Thank you, Kevin, for the birthday shout. I am having a great one so far. Mo Master, good to see you. Happy birthday to everybody born today, not just Lolo. There you go. Connor Gallagher from Crystal Palace. I do like that. I told you guys I do like him. And we can't forget about this comment. Yo, I just traded Mike Davis and Teddy Bridgewater for Jalen Hurts. Was that a good trade? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I don't know who Mike Davis is. I know this is a fantasy football stream, but that's the wrong kind of fantasy football. But thank you for watching. So, guys, if you remember, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. And Stoop Crew members, I see you guys who are always here every week. You have been pushing up the table, and I really seeing that. And I think I'm having my best fantasy football season just from doing these shows, because I have to do some research for these shows, and I'm doing better. Oh, one more thing, a little special treat for you guys who are sticking around to the end. I just want to give you guys a little insight to this new site that I am using. Here we go. And it is called Fantasy Football Fix. So if you guys check this out, Fantasy Football Fix, you upload your team onto here. You do have to give them your password to log you into that. But if you look at this, it will take, so this is my squad. And then if I click single click optimization, it goes ahead and it takes into account all the match weeks ahead, and then it tells you what you should do. So Shaw for Alonso and who I should captain. I may need to go see you, brother, today. Look at this. I know. I need. It's my birthday, so I need to get a haircut. All right, haircut and a shot. That's my barber going by. He needs to see me. But then it tells me who I should captain, who I should vice captain. So I'm sitting there going, who should I captain? Lukaku, Antonio. It says I should go with Antonio again over Lukaku, even though Lukaku's got Southampton. But then you can go through here and it will actually show you. So this is my entire club. And it tells me if they're in blue, they should start. If they're in red, that's a match they shouldn't start. And if they're in green, that's who I should captain. So you can see here, my captain is bouncing around from Salah to Lukaku. And when I'm questioning myself of what should I do, this is a great resource to just come up and look at it and see, okay, who should I be captaining? Who should I bring in? And so when it's telling me João Moutinho should never start, that means I can look to possibly replace, because he's 5 million. Maybe I should find somebody for 4 million. If he's never going to start anyway, maybe that's somebody that I should look into. Oh, Lolo's cheating. Absolutely, I'm cheating. But what I like here is this. So it shows you your original squad, the new squad, and then if you rotate. So let's see. Oh, this is my new squad. And then if I rotate my captain and my squad, it shows you how much better your expected picks are supposed to be. So listen, you should be using every resource out there because it's a lot of fun and it makes you better. Makes you better at the match. So yeah, that's just one of my little cheat sheets. And hopefully, eventually, if we get enough people watching this, we could get fantasy. Thank you very much. We could get Fantasy Football Fix to start sponsoring this show or something like that. I like these over here. You use FLP Live. Let's look into FLP Live as well. So this is my first fantasy football season, to be fair, and I'm gonna win. We'll see. We all got a lot of catching up to do on Avia Blues. Avia Blues is killing it. But so I use the brain of the people I abduct. So Mo Master is helping you. There you go. Just follow me, Mr. Tom. He is secretly stalking you. FPL Live. So we'll look into that, Bobby, as well. But listen, guys, from the stoop, I'm going to go have some birthday lunch and start getting set up to record the weekend watch list. And remember, if you haven't told us who you think our weekend watch list should be, get on the stupidlolo.com and start telling us what we should be doing. So from me, from Mark backstage, and from everybody else, all the Stoop Crew members, much love to you guys. We will see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow for weekend watch list. So thank you for the birthday shouts. Peace, y'all.